Hey guys, welcome. This is a general reading for the collective of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Welcome, cross watchers for Capricorn. If you're new to the channel, here for the first time, really happy to have you. Come in the comments, say hello, let me know where you're viewing from, and I do reply to comments. I get to them, I do. So, here we are. I'm going to wish you a good weekend before I get started in case I forget. I'll remind you Venus moved into Libra on the 13th and Pluto stationed direct. That's the two biggest things that we've had this past week. And now we're kind of just coasting to the new moon in Libra on the 21st. So I'm pulling from Tea Leaf Fortune cards here. Lots of cards. So I just split them and I shuffle these constantly, but I'm going to spread them out and not look and pull some cards. Okay, I'm not looking because there are cards with different colors and I'm very visual and I don't want that to be the determining factor. I'm doing it just on energy, guys, okay? I'm not even looking at you because I can see him in the... All right, there, we got this one right here. This one right here. Okay. So what I'll do is I'm going to pull, look at them, tell you what they say, and then try to kind of make a tea leaf story out of it. We have bird flying, news is on the way. We have forest, muddled, unclear thinking. Okay. We have nest, an emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. Okay. And we have dagger, fear, worries, tense situations. So I feel like the bird flying in the nest, don't they kind of go well together? News is on the way. It doesn't say what kind, good, bad, indifferent. And an emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. So it's talking about your own sense of emotional security for you and those you call your family. But it can be just you in your home with your fur babies too. So take that as it speaks to you. Emotional security feels about right. And some news is on the way here, Capricorn, or whoever you are watching, that may in fact provide that sense of emotional security. So those two feel like they go together. And of course, when we have fears, worries, and tense situations unfolding, right? When we have some fears around something that's tense or we're worried about something, we can often fall prey to muddled and unclear thinking. Okay, so you know when I do these readings, for those of you who are new, this will be new to you. When I do these readings, I often talk to you about how fear is of the ego, right? Emotional security and a sense that all is right in your world is a function of the soul. So, you know, whenever the devil comes through in a tarot spread, my first instinct is to say it's fear-based. It's egoic-based fear and our resistance to whatever it is we perceive as a threat. And so what happens is our thinking gets muddled, things are unclear, and we make really dumb decisions, bad decisions. Okay, so I'm feeling like there's something that you fear at this moment, like it's a situation, and as a result of the fear, which you may not even be acknowledging, okay, you may not it might be like right below the surface for you, but you might be complaining, I can't think clearly, everything's so blurry and muddled and I'm not feeling any clarity about this situation, and because it's fear-based. Okay? There are fears involved. So I love that we have, in every reading so far, there's been a split. There have been two that are linked that seem fairly positive and two that are linked that seem more like a red flag, pay attention to this. But I haven't done a reading yet where all four go together. Okay, so anyway, little tea leaf reading for my Cappies. Hope this finds you well. I'm going to jump in, doing a spread that's sort of past, present, future for your person, for you, for the connection. Remember, you can always flip those two top rows around. That happens mostly for cross watchers, and that's fine. It's normal. It's a general reading, not a personal reading, so you just got to make it your own and take what speaks to you, leave the rest, okay? Seven of Swords. So there's where the fear is coming from. There's the tense situation and the worry. There's what's causing the muddled, unclear thinking. Because the Seven of Swords can be talking about some avoidance, something, you know, that you or your person are avoiding. It can talk about someone avoiding you. And of course, we go into the liar, cheater, stealer energy that is, you know, that the Seven of Swords is notorious for. So just kind of shady energy. So let's see your person here. This is your energy here. Oh, wow. Yeah. There's the tense situation in the connection. Beautiful. I wouldn't spend a lot of time in those worries because we're going to bring it to some healing and your thoughts will become more clear in the near future. But what I'm seeing here, I'm going to stick a pin in this until I get to the clarifiers because I'm not exactly crystal clear yet how it works with this particular reading. But for your person in the past, we had the Knight of Wands. I believe this is someone who's been in and out of your life a lot. And right now, they're entering here with a Page of Cups in their present energy, which feels a little apologetic. The message is sincere, and in the future, this person is going to be making an offer to you, possibly seeing this as an opportunity for a new beginning, a fresh start for the two of you. But there's some kind of an offer, something that you will perceive as tangible, right? Like you'll say, now that's what I'm talking about. I can wrap my arms around that. And I think that's where we're headed for you in the past, right? When we had the in and out of it all, the Death card. And it was almost like this in and out behavior had to change. Like something had to die off and change because this wasn't working. And I'm not sure that it did, but we have you presently with the Nine of Swords. That is your, your fears and worries here in the Nine of Swords and in the connection, the tense situation. The Five of Wands. So it's like it's bringing back up the conflict, thank you, from the past. And in the near future, as this person comes in with a real, earthbound, I can wrap my arms around it, kind of an offer to you about the connection or just an offer to you, you are going to grab the Ace of Wands and go for it. That is your gift. At least that's the seed I'm planting in you. We'll see with the clarifiers because, of course, this is what we're up against. Once you're handed that Ace of Wands, you get to choose. Are you receiving it from Spirit or are you passing? So we'll see. I think you take it because I see the healing that comes from this in the future. Okay. But in the past, in the connection, I feel that with the King of Swords there, it almost seems like communication wasn't working, almost the reversed energy of the King of Swords. Something what didn't feel like it was taking your best interest at heart. It was maybe hard for the two of you to communicate. You both may have found yourselves, sort of growing more distant, or there was a detached energy. Like I'm feeling the King of Swords as an energy reversed, not the highest and best, and therefore the avoidance. So that's where it comes in. There was some kind of avoidance of maybe, something more anchored, with your person being a little more in and out. Not to say they weren't interested and didn't desire you and all of that, or didn't even love you. I can't tell from here, but I can tell that it was unacceptable. It was something that needed to change. And instead of it changing, you kind of went your separate ways. So that's the storyline I've got going on here. I will only clarify that which I feel called to clarify, but definitely going to clarify the Seven of Swords. Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, love and passion, Eight of Wands. Yeah, the avoidance. There was an avoidance of communication. The cards from the bottom of the deck are what you can't see because they're either in your unconscious awareness or they're playing out behind the scenes. So there was a need for some kind of communication. I'm not sure you really had it. And maybe we have this sense here of the Queen of Wands being... She has a quality about her. And again, this doesn't necessarily have to represent you or your beloved or anybody else. It can just be an energy. So I'm going to talk general energy. And then you can see who it might apply to, or you might say, yeah, that was just the vibe, okay? But the Queen of Wands kind of gets her back up, right? She can be like, yeah, no, this is not working. Nope. We're not going to have that. This isn't working. But oftentimes can leave you, in her reversed energy, can leave you kind of guessing, like doesn't give you the, okay, here's what you do. Because she says, no, I'm responsible for what I do. You're responsible for what you do. You do you. So she can kind of get a little, put off. Queen of Cups, on the flip side, in her reversed energy, can be really emotionally needy. And not getting those needs met and not knowing exactly how to ask for what she needs because she's the empath of the tarot. And in her upright, she's taking care of everybody else. So, she's the one that's sensing everything going on around. Well, in her reversed energy, she's saying, hey, what the F about me? And I think there was a lot of avoidance of having that kind of a dialogue. And because you're dealing with someone that's kind of in and out, that's their own form of avoidance. Got it? And that's why we're sitting here needing to resolve the conflict from back then. Because needs weren't getting met and changes weren't occurring. But I don't think you had a direct conversation. And if you did, I don't think you managed to find exactly the right way to communicate with each other. I'm not saying you didn't try. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it wasn't successful. So far, that's the overall energy for the reading. For your person, we have this Knight of Wands and moving to the Page of Cups. Knight of Cups, Three of Swords, Two of Wands. So this is really important because now I want to go back and say to you, it didn't feel like, if you communicated at all, it wasn't successful at the time. It didn't yield the desired result, but it left a mark. It broke through somewhere for this person. Because this was them then, and now we've got, maybe there was some kind of breakdown here. You kind of either go your separate ways, or the relationship is kind of hanging by a thread. We've got the Knight of Cups. more love and passion. We have the Queen of Cups and Queen of Wands, Knight of Wands, Knight of Cups. See where I'm going here? And the love to me is the emotions, right? The feelings of it all. The passion is the desire. And look what happened. They really did love you. They really did want to offer you the love that you needed, Queen of Cups, and weren't getting. And there's the hurt feelings that resulted. Now, why do I say, oh, well, you broke through, something got... Because in their unconscious awareness, ever since then, they've been asking themselves, and you probably ask them too, what do you want? What do you want in a world of possibilities? What do you want? Which path is likely to get you there? And what do you need to set in motion so that it arrives, right? Because the Three of Wands is like the ships coming in. Here we're looking out at the horizon with the world of possibilities in our hand. Three of Wands, we're standing there waiting for the ships to come in of what we've manifested. Okay? And here is how this has impacted them. Right now, they're ready to come in with a message from the heart, if they haven't already, that is sincere, that is tender, that expresses their apology, right? My bad. I didn't mean to hurt you. I really do have feelings for you. I adore you. I cherish you. I value you. Whatever, right? That fish in the cup there is the offer. It's just a beautiful progression that I believe if there was any kind of communication, or even if there was a breakdown in communication, because I'm seeing the muddled, unclear stuff here, right? The sort of aloofness, detachment, questions about intentions too can happen with the King of Swords in reverse. And the Seven of Swords to me is like, yeah, it doesn't feel to me like anybody was pulling a fast one here, but just talk this way, act that way, like telling you what you wanted to hear, but nothing really changed. And that's why you have the Death card, is because you're like, yeah, this can't work this way. And now they're coming through with apologies for that, with messages from the heart to show you and tell you how they really feel. From the Page of Cups to the Ace of Pentacles, so present energy to the future. Nine of Cups, Two of Cups, Hierophant. Yeah, the offer could literally be a proposal, and it could literally be some kind of massive up-leveling, something really committed. Although that is from the bottom of the deck, it's there because it's also highlighting our Two of Cups. So this person is really looking for some measure of emotional fulfillment, contentment, a little bit of self-satisfaction. Like they come in, they do the right thing, which the King of Swords upright is known for, wanting to do the right thing and strategizing even to make it so. Page of Cups, that apology, that gesture, those kind words, the loving words. Nine of Cups, they're going to feel like that feels good to me. It feels good to get that off my chest. It brings me back to my beloved. There's a magnetized energy then that kind of keeps pulling you closer to each other underneath, maybe not consciously aware, but in their bones, this person feels like, yeah, I could make a commitment to this person. I could commit. I could see this as something where I plant some roots. I'm not kidding. News is on the way. I say it's good. And emotional security. Faux show. Faux show, faux show. So for you, I get the Death card. Yeah, I'm going to do the Nine of Swords to the Ace of Wands. As you're sitting here in this sort of agitated, anxious energy, moving toward receiving this offer. Yep, see, you are worried. You are worried. You are. Fears, worries in this tense situation. You're going to get all this, all this love and all this emotional expression, and you're going to be like, yeah, so when's the other shoe drop? I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I could see you there going like, okay, all right, okay. And, oh, okay. All right, you love me, that's great. Okay, but you're still going to be in this headspace of, this is going to be, the rug's going to be pulled out right from under me. I know it. Seven of Cups, absolutely. Overwhelmed, confused, feeling it as mixed messages. What? You wouldn't even stay overnight the last time, and now all of a sudden you're ready to plant roots? What the hell? Okay. But look what we got here. We have the Emperor. Yes, yes, yes. And let me get you an extra card on this Ace of Wands, because you've got to decide if you're going to grab it and go. Knight of Swords. It will require a little clearing of the air. So fascinating to see the Knight of Swords. Look what's in the background, the tower that's blowing up. Okay. Yeah, the tower's on fire. See in this graphic how it's on fire, and then here it's in the background. It's an energy that says, before you say, let's do it, I'm ready, I'm motivated, I'm inspired, I'm excited, I'm passionate, let's reignite this torch of passion between us, you're going to be like, wait a minute. I want to make sure we clear up all our misunderstandings or miscommunications. Okay? So you will feel that sense of urgency to ensure that you understand where they're coming from, that you understand, that they understand you, that anything from the past that was kind of muddled is cleared up. And then you'll be like, yeah, I'm good. But yeah, right now it's difficult. And this may not have happened yet, because even though I'm reading this as present energy, it may be close. It may be at hand in the very, short term. So keep your eyes peeled for those opportunities. But yeah, definitely worried about having the rug pulled out from under you, being somewhat confused, especially when it comes to your divine masculine. I do feel like you hold them in that regard, this person in that regard, as the divine masculine. And so therefore, it's going to have a bigger impact on you. And you're going to have that sense of potential impending doom because it means so much to you. Or they mean so much to you. So let's see for the connection. I am wanting to see the King of Swords to the Five of Wands. Six of Wands. Death card. High Priestess. Yeah, give me a card on the Four of Swords, please. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. It's all getting resolved. That's the good news. The struggle, the reason why in the connection there's the drama is still here. Like when this person speaks from their heart, and then, you're receiving what's being said. They're feeling really great about it. And you're like, I'm confused. I'm just confused. That's why I'm seeing the Five of Wands, because there's tension. There's, if you have the Six of Wands, which is right over here, you have balance, Fives are tension, discord. Something's out of balance. It can be, argumentative. It can be a sense of competition, either from an outside source or between you. You can just be conflicted. That when you get to the 6, you've got balance. You've got meeting in the middle. You're making peace. You've got harmony here because there's an agenda that we're not going to leave this table until we've hashed it out and we each feel validated, heard, received, and we're each getting our needs met. Okay? But that was missing. I think that was what was missing. So 6 of Wands and then the Death card, almost as if you might have even said, see, now the High Priestess doesn't speak. So one part of me feels that there was something that was said, and the other part of me feels like you might have thought this person should just intuitively know it. Because she doesn't speak. Yeah, that feels better to me. Because his back, look, King of Swords, his back is to all this energy. There's the Death card from you saying something has to change. This isn't working for me. You come in, you go out, you come out, you come in, we have a wonderful time, and then I don't hear from you, or then you blow me off, or, right? Like it seems like everything's by design to suit your agenda, and you get your needs met, but it's not working for me. Something has to change. But maybe it wasn't said. Maybe on some level, there was an expectation that this person should just know, or maybe it was an uncomfortable conversation, and so you avoided it instead, right? 7 of Swords with the 8 of Wands from the bottom of the deck. And that's why the tension is still there. That's why there's like this, tense situation. So this can be all have unfolded very recently, but it can also be something that's lingered for quite some time. So the longer it lingers, the more it settles into us, and we kind of perseverate on that, which is another aspect of the 9 of Swords, is a preoccupation with a thought that won't leave your mind, and you kind of like replay it, and it makes you a little crazy, makes you go, oh my gosh, I can't get away from this energy, because you don't understand. 7 of Cups. So this tension is still here. But when I look at how things unfold, I've got the Wheel of Fortune landing on the 4 of Swords. And the 4 of Swords, talks about healing, so I definitely think that'll be available to you. But it also talks about quieting the mind so you can reflect. You can reevaluate. All the rewords, it's a very Mercury retrograde kind of a card. We're not in retrograde, but this card feels like it comes from that. You can reevaluate, reassess, renew, right? Like get yourself rested, renewed, refreshed, realigned. Get back into realignment. But to me, it's the reflection that is well timed here. It's on like the wheels moving in your favor. Divine time arrives for everything to kind of go to ground and get quiet so you can hear what's being said, so you can receive what's being said. So as you effort to clear the air, it takes, right? Together, you both reflect. You find that sense of comfort in the opportunity to look back and to reevaluate it all, and then to realign to each other as this person is kind of coming toward you saying, I think I want something a little more settled with you. Boom. I will say the Wheel of Fortune has been making its appearance in almost all these readings, and it has the same feel. It has, in every reading so far, it feels like the time is now, or it's fast approaching. and it's like all the planets are aligned. That's where I feel you're headed. Okay, so far, so good. I got a handle on this storyline. In the extended, I'm going to do the astrology that showed up here in a second, but before I do that in the extended, I'm going to pull the two of you together so we can look at the strengths and challenges of the relationship, what's working for you, what's not, and opportunities, what's kind of coming your way in the relationship that can offset the challenges. I'll get a message from this person, from this emperor to you. I will get a clue as to what they're picking up from you at 5D, meaning you might not even be cognizant of it, but you're communicating at 5D with this person. That's how plugged in you are. And what are they picking up vibrationally, energetically? What are they getting? So I'll look at that. I'll get you a card from Spirit. Whatever comes through, comes through. It can be advice. And we'll look at how things might unfold going forward. So that's sort of a projection if nothing changes. Okay, and if you enjoy the readings and you haven't yet done so, please do subscribe below, wherever that little thing is. Subscribe. Click the bell. When you click the bell and the little drop down carrot, make sure it's colored into all so you get all the notifications. That way you won't miss anything. It just comes up on your feed. Oh, Awakened Priestess uploaded a video. Okay. And yeah, the links to the extended are below, and there are 3 different ways you can get extendeds. They're numbered 1, 2, and 3. When you click a link, make sure you read what it is you're getting so you know, because some are memberships and one is not. And don't forget to hype. It's Friday. If you have any hypes left, oh my gosh, I'm praying you do. Hype the video. That really makes a difference. If you have a question as to what I mean by hype, put it in the comments and I'll explain. Okay, here we go. Queen of Wands is Aries. Queen of Cups is Cancerian energy. Knight of Wands, Sagittarius. Knight of Cups, Pisces. Page of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Hierophant is Taurus. Death card out twice is Scorpio. A lot of Scorpio energy here. Tower is Mars, which rules Aries. Emperor is Aries. So we have Aries, Aries, Aries. Lots of Aries energy. If you have Aries in your chart, or you are one, or you're dealing with one, extra confirmation. Knight of Swords is Gemini. King of Swords is Aquarius. High Priestess is the Moon. Moon rules Cancer. So now we have extra Cancerian energy here, and the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter, which rules Sagittarius. That's what I have for you. Don't forget, you've got a bird flying and the nest. News is on the way. Your emotional security, which is important to you, might be impacted by that news, and I'm seeing it up here from your person. And your muddled, unclear thinking is related to fears and worries in this tense situation. That's what I have. I'm headed to the extended. I'll see you there in a minute. Bye.